Greetings, everyone. I promise you that I'm not going to hide behind these photos this year. Just every so often, I have to use them because I have a quick thought that I want to share with you, and I don't have time to set up the camera and all of that. So, in this video, I'm really going to talk to you from my heart, and hopefully, I appeal to somebody this morning. I had a conversation with my young friend online, and it just pushed me into making this video. And we're going to talk about our gifts. We're talking about blessings we get in the form of gifts and how we ought to use it. I'm going to talk a little bit about charity without getting into too much details about that. And I'm also going to talk about uh, telling you it's okay to want to thrive and to do well. It's okay to, dream and dream big. There's one thing they can't take from you is your dreams. Only you can relinquish that. And whatever is in your mind, it's so awesome. People cannot read it unless they have the spirit of discernment that comes upon them to help them interpret what's in your thoughts. So it's not impossible for someone to know what's going on in your mind, because we're talking about spirits, and someone wanted me to speak further on this. I'll do that in another topic. But we're talking about, our ability, and how we must nurture these gifts. Okay, now when I look at my own life and I see the kinds of opportunities that came to me in the past, some of which I just folded my arms and let go by, I let them slip by. I'm going to say that I don't really regret some of the things that I let go, because it's very important for you to understand it's not every offer that comes to you should accept. It's not every opportunity you should jump on. It's not, because you have to carefully fast and pray and meditate on some of these things and decide if this is going to be in your best interest, especially when you are a performer, you're an artist, or a actor or whatever. You have to be very careful what you're signing to, because many of our great actors, or let's talk about musicians in particular, many of our great musicians have signed and have become silenced. Their beautiful gifts given to them by the creator is taken and put into some back burner and sealed. And that's a deliberate attempt, but we're not going to go into that right now. Not a deliberate attempt by the ones who have the gifts, but those who want to control the gifts. Okay? So we're not jumping on every opportunity, but when you see the opportunity present itself, and we recognize that it's definitely could only be from the creator, we can't allow shyness, we can't allow fear, or all the excuses that we might use to let us not grab a hold to it. Now, as I was reasoning with my daughter friend, and she reminds me of myself. She's about giving and sharing. Oh, awesome that is. But I had to call her and say, enough with that, give of my gifts and freely, and I'll do free this and that. Nothing, don't go like that. We have to stop with that. I don't know who put that in our mind to say, yes, give of ourselves freely. People don't have to tell us that. It's within our nature, if we're a good person, to know to share. I cannot go without sharing, but I really don't want anyone to continue to encourage me to give away my gifts, to give away the things that I was given to bless others, of course, but also to gain a livelihood. I've got so many skills, so many talent in my hand, and I took a long time to even acknowledge them. And every time I show a little piece and show another little piece, and people come to appreciate it and start to push me and encourage me, I justify it within myself that it's supposed to be for free. Stop it. What's supposed to be for free? For 7 years, I have a YouTube channel and I told myself it's free. I'm blessing the people. And I have done that. But at the same time, I could have been blessed financially too. I could have been gaining income so that I can continue to bless the people instead of always having to find the side hustle to be doing and taking me away from, not that I would want to give up my other parts of my life that are fulfilling, but I'm just saying, you get what I'm saying? So the whole idea of giving of ourselves, that started from the plantation system where we're told that, we're supposed to work and it's supposed to be free and we're going to go to heaven and we're going to get rewarded in the next life. Stop it. Stop telling the young people this nonsense. Young lady, my friend, my daughter, I don't want you to come out here talking about using your musical gifts for free. No, you're not in the position to be talking about free. Now, sometimes when you're trying to get a breakthrough and someone asks you to come and maybe perform and it's just to introduce you, of course you can do it for free. But once the people grab onto it and the people love it, why should they be blessed and you should go without? Many of our artists or talented artists from Jamaica in the past have died in poverty because somebody recognized their gifts and used it for their betterment. And that is heartbreaking. We can't continue through life with the whole idea of just giving of ourselves. What is in it for you? It's okay to have big dreams. It's okay to want a better life. I could have had a better life and I gave away everything. And in my midlife now, I'm starting to say, there is a part of me that no one can shake, the part to share and to give. And even when I swear up and down that I'm never doing it anymore, I'm done with it. My family look at me with a side eye. They don't even answer me when I'm speaking because before you know it, I'm rallying them. I'm telling them about some social event or something that's falling apart that they need to be a part of. And they dare not say no. Otherwise, I give them hell. But I learn now to say it is okay for me to use my gifts and to benefit from my gifts. Do you understand? So if I could speak to our musicians from Jamaica, I'd say, if you're doing so well already, you are putting out beautiful music, people respect you. Yes, the opportunity will come for you to go overseas and you might have to sign here and there, but read those agreements carefully because you don't want to get shuffled to the side as you produce this awesome content. Other persons keep it for their betterment, and before you know it, you are a target. Hint, hint, hint. You make all the beautiful music, it's never played or never shown, never shared, and before you know it, something comes, things happen to you, and that goes as someone else's catalog. So careful of what you're signing, I agree, but stop with the I am a charity person, I give of myself. That is wonderful. That is wonderful after you've made it. After you've made it, you give a little just for the exposure. But once you get that exposure, you do not feel any shame in earning from your gifts, from your talent. Okay, that's the advice I'm giving to anyone and everyone else who's listening to this, whether you're a musician or you're a performer or just life, because life is performance. Stop letting people tell you nonsense about, charity and giving of yourself and giving away all your stuff. Some of the criminals, this is the kind of story they come to you with to get you to give away everything. And when you got to put one hand in front and one behind because you got nothing in life, they're gonna say you had gifts, you had opportunities that they didn't have, even after they have bled you and drained you. People are like vampires these days. They don't care about you, they care about themselves. So you have to put yourself first. It's okay. It's not wrong to be selfish in that way, to say, okay, I gotta take care of me, especially If you have lived to a certain point in your life, this one need a shoes, this one need a rent money, this one need whatever. You know what? It's not your job to save the whole earth. You do what you can when you can, but you put your needs first. You prioritize what is important to you. And this morning, I had a vision about someone having needs, and the person, I did not want to do it, and the person showed me these two tiny kids. Even in my dreams, I'm being blackmailed because once I saw the kids, I could no longer say no. You understand? But people will do that, and you have to recognize when they use your strength as a weakness. When they know that you have a certain softness in you and they use it against you, you have to recognize it too. And sometimes you have to learn to say no. The first time I said no to somebody, I felt so terrible. I had to call for backup to counsel me. They used to call me from Jamaica, call me collect, and I used to answer those calls and know I'm going to pay for these calls even though I couldn't afford it. And a friend said no, tell me to say no. It was so difficult to say no. And when I said no to her the first time, they were shocked because I never ever said no to them before. I said no to the operator when they asked if I was going to take the collect call. And I had to call my friend to talk me through it because I felt so bad. And I've had that spirit dwell with me for years, not being able to say no. And it almost ruined my life. So when the opportunities come to you, seize them, my friend. Anyone who's listening to me, I'm telling you, you don't have to always sacrifice your own needs to please someone else, because the ones who are asking you to give your all, they're the ones who are going to abandon you when you need them the most. Okay? Give of yourself, but enough to where if people are ungrateful, people are not thankful to you, you can move on and just say, okay, let me see where else I can share my love. But take care of you first. Take care of your own needs first and not feel guilt when doors of opportunity open for you to seize it with both hands. Seize it with both hands and give thanks for those opportunities when they come. Again, you're going to be using the spirit of discernment to recognize what you accept and what you walk away. I continue to walk away from a lot of opportunities because I recognize that down the road, it will be a curse. Stay blessed, everybody.